Hi guys, Jake and MJ, back again for more live reactions to Kamen Rider, Reiwa The First Generation. So that is our fortnightly feature for this evening.
The next generation, because I keep thinking about Star Trek.
Yeah, I know. Alright, good to see everybody again. Let's see, we're getting people coming in the chat. Looking nice. I do know that there is another stream going on this evening.
Who's competing with us?
Like Shout Factory and Nerdist.
Wow, okay,
yeah.
So...
I did not tell you about any of this. Many of you may already be aware of this. But there is actually they are showing, Heisei Generations, I believe it's Heisei Generations Forever, or Heisei Generations Final. Now, I faked myself out. I knew it a moment ago. It's through Tokushoutsu. It is going to be an official subbed version of a Kamen Rider movie.
Wow.
So, after you're done with us...
Nobody's coming to watch us.
Go check out that. There's an overlap, but hopefully our usual crew will be here with us tonight. But after we're all done here, absolutely go check out the first official stream of a Kamen Rider movie. I've seen that one before. It's a lot of fun. If I'm recalling correctly, I believe it is Heisei Generations. Is it Forever or Final? Now I've got myself mixed up. I think it might be Forever, actually. Heisei Generations Forever, I think, was the one with Build and Gio.
Should have done our live reactions to that.
I know, but I didn't want to... Well, one,
see, if we're
we do vote.
Streaming out at the same time, that's going to be weird.
It would be weird to be competing with them on the same thing, and it's not what people voted for, and I'd already seen it.
But haven't you already seen
it? It
it
is Forever. I knew it was Forever, because it's the Build and Gio one.
Okay, but you've already seen this too, right?
I have not seen this one.
Oh, so this is the one you haven't seen?
This is the one I haven't seen. There were several Kamen Rider options.
That you had seen, and they voted for one you haven't seen.
Yes, so that makes me quite happy. I've been looking forward to checking this one out.
Did they know that when they voted?
Yes, I made note of it in the poll. So...
Hi.
This will be...
Hi, Sherry. Hi, Ku'alib. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Omar.
Hello, everyone. Greetings, Ranger fans. And this will be MJ's first time with Kamen Rider.
Yeah, seeing any Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Aside from that clip of the Doctor one.
Oh, from X-Aid?
You showed me a clip of X-Aid once.
Right, because I did the Ranger log, the Rider log, sorry, of Kamen Rider X-Aid. And you
thought I would like it because I like Doctor shows and stuff.
Yeah, and video games.
And video games.
And X-Aid is a fun series. You'd probably get a good kick out of it. But this one is going to be the team up between Kamen Rider 01 and Kamen Rider Gio. Oh. So Kamen Rider 01 being the first Kamen Rider of the Reiwa era, which is our current era, and then Kamen Rider Gio being the last Kamen Rider of the Heisei era. And he was an anniversary rider, marking the 20th anniversary of the Heisei era. So there's going to be, I imagine, a whole lot of continuity involved in this one. You're basically going to get to see...
I'm going to be so lost.
You're going to be... I fully expect you to be completely lost, but you're also going to get exposure to basically, like, 20 years worth of Kamen Rider, I think, in the next hour and a half.
I'm about to mainland Kamen Rider.
Yes. So that's pretty exciting. A few other things. Oh, I know I'm scruffier tonight. This is like the first time in like years that I've actually gone 2 whole weeks without my face being on the internet. Between Sentai live reactions and Beast Morphers live reactions and the live stream with Midsummer Night's Dream and teaching.
Pat says it's Heisei.
Heisei. What did I say?
Heisei.
Oh, I'm sorry. Heisei era. Yes. Sorry, I misspoke.
Yes, this is the first time you've had 2 weeks off.
So I figured I'd beard it up for now. I'll probably go back down to my classic goatee soon enough, but...
I mean, it's not like it's messy. You've cleaned it up around the edges.
Yeah. But I haven't had a quarantine beard.
This is your quarantine beard.
This is my quarantine beard.
This is my quarantine hair.
Yes. And, you know,
Mr. always wears a ponytail doesn't really have quarantine hair.
This is true. It's the same as always. as always, our best
Gets a haircut
wishes
once every
to
people who have COVID, people whose family have COVID. I know
it's
it
not
seems
over.
like it's kind of over, but it's not really over.
Especially in the United States, we're
not
still
the
in our
only
first
ones.
wave.
I know some people who have family that they can't even get to because they're from they're here in the United States,
Yeah.
and they have family in other countries that are in the hospital with COVID, and our heart really just goes out to you guys.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Now we do have a few questions going on in the chat. One thing that I will say is, yes, I am aware of the recent news that have come out from the Illuminati. They tend to do leaks / little clickbaity regarding news on things relating to Power Rangers. They have proved to be at least reasonably credible in the past. So I would say that it is reasonable that the news that they have released may be true at this point. Obviously, it's always possible to be reporting on something and then the circumstances change and then, it didn't make your reports false, it just made them retroactively false. So I don't know how things may pan out. But it does look like Hasbro may be cutting their ties with Toei, which would mean no more use of Sentai footage moving forward. So that does not indicate a cancellation of Power Rangers. We've seen no indication of that.
Movie.
They're still looking at doing a movie.
But it would fundamentally change.
They are looking at changing from Allspark Productions to E1 Productions. Although E1 has done animated, they've also done live action. I believe they've even worked on The Walking Dead, which I believe I covered months ago.
Really?
So we have no reason to assume that the show would be animated versus live action moving forward. We have nothing other than there is a reasonable likelihood that they will be severing their ties from the Sentai footage, which I know fans have been speculating on Power Rangers doing for the last 20 years, really.
Yeah, correct.
So it would be interesting to see what Power Rangers would look like if that does end up happening. We've also had various rumors coming out about what the movie will entail. Looking to be, again, strong on diversity, just like the last movie. Possible female lead. Rumors of Zordon and Lord Zed playing major roles, as well as time travel between, the present day and the 90s.
I'm really going to miss this Billy and Miss Trinity, though.
They were great, and I'm hoping that whatever we get next will be equally great, if not better. And it's possible maybe whole new characters that aren't the originals.
Hey, Peppa Pig?
E1 has plenty of other shows that they've done outside of Peppa Pig. Like I said, I believe that they did Walking Dead.
Our friend's 4-year-old is obsessed with Peppa Pig.
I haven't Googled it recently, so don't 100% quote me on that. But feel free to search Entertainment One. I remember searching them when Hasbro bought them out months ago, and I remember, there were a bunch of different live-action sci-fi series that they had done. Not just animated. They have not done kids live-action, to my knowledge, which is a pretty niche market, so they have done kids animated. So it could be that they could end up going for an animated production or a more high-budget live-action production. It could go either way on that. Entertainment One has worked on a pretty broad spectrum of shows. So I'm not going to make any assumptions on what their future products may be based off of that. I don't think it's going to be Peppa Pig-style Power Rangers. I don't think it's going to be Walking Dead-style Power Rangers. I'm hoping it's going to be Power Rangers-style Power Rangers.
I mean, yeah, but let's just not diss on Peppa Pig, man.
Yeah, I know, but it's also definitively a completely different kind of show.
I'm just saying, it's very successful.
Obviously, plenty of news has been going on, and I know that you guys have also been wondering about
Beast Morphers.
About
they
Beast
asked
Morphers.
about that in the chat, too.
Now, obviously, we've been doing our Fortnightly Fridays these last 2 months.
Now, what you're saying, I'm going to put this out there.
Yes.
I probably should have talked to you about this before this,
Yes.
but what you're saying is definitely contingent on my work situation.
Yes, I did not mention that. You do have possible overtime that may conflict with things moving forward.
Yeah, and it's again, I work at a hospital, and COVID-19 is a thing.
Yes.
So unless I start having to work 12-hour shifts on Saturdays again, which could happen.
Yes. That was something that we dealt with back before we started doing the live streams.
It's happened to me in the past. It could happen again. It almost happened today.
Yeah, you could end up working 12-hour shifts on Saturdays.
There's a possibility of me working a 12-hour shift on Saturday. So, barring that, as long as that does not happen...
Yes. We have decided that we will be tackling the remainder of Beast Morphers Season 2 starting next week. So we decided there was just so much hype surrounding it. Spoilers were flying all over the place. I didn't want to get spoiled on anything else. It's looking like it's something that will be enjoyable, and we have more time right now than we will during the school year in the fall, so it just sort of made sense with our schedules, with just the circumstances right now.
We've got stuff that's probably going to be going on in late 2020, that it would be better if we got this done before.
Yep. And beyond that, next weekend's my birthday.
And you want to watch Power Rangers.
I want to watch Power Rangers for my birthday. It won't be on my birthday, but it'll be close enough. I want to watch some Power Rangers.
Yes.
But tonight, we are going with that makes this our last Fortnightly Friday, and finally, we are going to be getting into Kamen Rider.
Yes.
On the last one. I've been waiting for you guys to vote for some Kamen Rider this whole time, because it's always been the sister series to Sentai, and we've never had a chance to address it in live reactions before.
It's true. It's true.
So I'm looking forward to introducing you to it. I have watched the entirety of the Heisei Phase 2.
Heisei.
I don't know why I keep saying Heisei. Heisei Phase 2. I don't usually have to say it out loud. I usually just read it.
It's like my ongoing issue.
And
before
we kick it off, as we've established our last few times, we got 3 statements we say at the beginning, we got 3 statements we say at the end. So
and these statements are, or should be, non-controversial.
These are our non-controversial statements. These are statements that should be non-controversial. And those 3 statements are, of course, Black Lives Matter, Fascism is bad, and superheroes are fun. So
let's watch some Kamen Rider!
It's Rider time! So, let's kick things off with Kamen Rider, Reiwa The First Generation. Play!
I got melon soda. I got melon soda.
There we go. I hit play. Are you going to play? Hello? I hit play. Come on. Play.
Melon soda. Hey, Oliver. Welcome to the stream, Ollie boy.
What's going on there? Why aren't you playing?
I don't know.
I just did a little drag to try and get it going again.
Okay. Well,
I thought it was Rider time.
I'm going to talk about melon soda because melon is my favorite Japanese flavor. I say Japanese
just pinwheeling a lot right now.
We don't tend to have things that are
pinwheeling?
melon flavored, and this tastes like a melon that we don't usually have. It's a cultivar of a cantaloupe that is not the same as the cantaloupes that we have here.
Dang, I'm gonna have to.
Yes, I saw.
Try it again.
And
why?
Like
Why? It was buffered up so well. I had everything all good, half an hour in advance. I guess we just spent too much time chatting about all the news, because there's so much news going on.
It's tasty.
Okay, closing that. And
you can blame the local sushi restaurant for that one, because they have these little, instead of mints, they give you these hard candies, and some of them are some sort of weird apple that doesn't taste like apple, but it looks like a picture of an apple on the package.
There we go.
And some of them are flavored like this.
Pinwheeling
again. And when you leave, you get one. And I always take the melon ones. And I just became obsessed with Japanese melon flavor as a result.
Why? It's just circling. What? This was playing fine earlier. Why won't it load now?
I'm just going to continue to entertain the chat while Jake screams about the fact that the video won't load.
I'm sure that my frustrations are perfectly entertaining. This happens to us all the time.
Jenny is the only one who can stop the buffering. Then stop the buffering, Jenny! Jenny says she can stop the buffering.
It's reference to 01s. And also they're talking about melon with being... what is going on
Melon sparkling?
here?
Wait, is there melon in Kamen Rider?
In Gaim.
Oh.
Hence
Kamen means masked
Zangetsu.
in English. Yes, Masked Rider. That's
Okay,
why
okay, I'm gonna try...
the show was called Masked Rider when they made it over here. And it didn't do particularly well.
And yes, Jenny was making a reference to 01.
Which I haven't seen, I'm sorry.
Because that's his catchphrase.
There's only one person who can stop the buffering, and it's me?
Only one person who can stop you, and it's me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm trying it again.
Made with real sugar. How many sodas from the United States are made with real sugar?
Is there something wrong with
real sugar?
Here we go, and we're good! There!
Ah, now we can watch Kamen Rider.
I don't know why that took like 5 minutes. I'm so sorry.
Now we're gonna have
I'm always sorry.
The toy... Yes.
There we go.
Triangle.
Toei triangle down at the beach. Beautiful. Fading out and fading in on our movie. Oh, hello. Is Sam in this?
I don't know.
Is that the Omega Ranger?
I saw it and I was expecting the
Aruto,
Disney
what is your
logo.
dream in life? Oh, right. I had heard that this was part of this
I want to
movie.
make you laugh for real. That's impossible. I'm a robot with no feelings. Okay,
Yes.
so this is another robot, huh?
Yes. He's a robot taking care of little boy Aruto. Humans must be destroyed. Oh, that's not good. Whoop! Save little Aruto. That's a big boom. That's a big boom.
Well, it would appear that
Ooh,
aside from this one robot, all the robots went
kind of haywire.
homicidal.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how much they give to you in the opening here before I start filling in on what's going on. Aw. Robot Daddy, no!
Oh, he's having nightmares.
Yeah.
Whoa. Is
That's
that
over.
his school uniform?
No.
Because that bow is huge.
It is.
And ridiculous.
It's an outfit of his from the first episode. That's a lot of clocks.
Does he have a hard time waking up in the morning?
It hasn't come up, but I wouldn't put it past him. The minute hand seems to be moving quickly. Oh, he realized he's late.
He does have a hard time waking up in the morning. Apparently none of those alarms went off.
Even after setting 6 alarms.
Isn't this the first time we see his room?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think we ever saw his room before. We never really see where he lives.
Oh, right.
He's got his bike. HumaGear's working hard.
Okay, so basically everyone with headphones is a robot.
Yes. Child HumaGears. Okay, something's not right.
I think he might be in an alternate timeline.
I think you might be correct.
Where there are no humans left.
Let's see what happens. Hiden. Hey, Mamoru. Mamoru.
Hidden Aruto.
Emergency.
Police brutality!
Hello. Yeah, that's not good. Terroristo. Who's in charge then?
Dad.
I don't know. No. Who are you?
我が社の安全は社長である私が守る。いや、社長は俺だって。ほら。
I'm the president?
Yeah.
Then why is he apologizing for being late?
Because he's not very good at it.
Are we aware of the Popsicle Frozen Treat brand company?
I'm not sure about that.
Popsicle, the frozen treat brand. Of course we're aware of popsicles.
I'm aware of popsicles in general. I thought that might be referencing something specific.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
The company that makes popsicles.
What are you two up to? What would you do if humanity suddenly ended?
Humanity would have wiped out.
Of course he would become a king. Of course that's always your answer.
Do they make melon popsicles?
Alright, so this is very much post-Geo. I assumed that, I kind of figured it would be, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Everybody's gone. Except the three of them.
What's going on, Tsukiyomi?
People playing dead is a strategy that should exist in Kamen Rider.
They started class on. Oh, it's not that everyone vanished, it's that everyone's already in class. But no, everyone's HumaGears. Interesting. But they seem to be exempt from the...
No, I think nobody's noticed yet.
No, I'm just referring to the change that seems to have put HumaGears in charge of everything.
Yeah,
They seem to
they're
be
about to
exempt
get
from it.
outed as human any second now, though.
He's like, hey, look, human extinction did happen.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, humans. Humans. Yeah, this is worrisome. Oh, hey, teacher, that's not cool. Oh, you have a red watch. And now you apparently remember your series. Okay, sure. Red watches do tend to do that.
Oh wait, so in this one the Kamen Riders are students?
It's complicated, but yeah, for intents and purposes at the moment.
Student age?
Yes. Shugo is 18, or possibly 17,
One of the
depending upon
stunt
the timeline.
HumaGears almost lost their headset.
Nice. Gates is messing people up.
These ride watches always come out of nowhere. Remember the first episode?
Yeah, ride watches just show up when it's time for plot to happen. Oof. HumaGears just going wild. I'm digging.
Go down,
I'm digging
down,
the
down,
premise
down,
already.
down! The stairs behind you, go down!
There's a door right there. Whoa! Hey, it was! Nice. He's got his magic scarfy deal.
Are we going to react
Okay,
to
yeah, they don't.
Terminator? Maybe, but not right now.
Buzz.
Oh, he's cute.
Watch has that effect. Yeah, there was a lot of time travel in Geo. Okay, so they're trying for another merging of worlds right now. So who's behind that, though? Okay, so whoa, Gates, what's happening to you? Tsukiyame, what's happening to you two? Oh, you restored to your old forms. Okay, so the memory's coming back is messing them up.
So they were student age, but they were not attending school?
Shugo was. There was a lot of time travel in their series, and things got reset. Oh dear. He's got a ride watch. Specifically, another ride watch.
Okay, so ride watch is like a morpher then? There's ride watch in every series?
No. Ride watches are specific to Geo. But there were ride watches for every series in Geo. So that would be the 01 ride watch.
Okay, so he's got the proper morpher for his season.
Yes.
And the robot has the ride watch for his season.
Yes. Oh, he's trying to sort of start things up. There's usually... Oh, hello. There you are.
It's like a cricket.
It's a grasshopper. Usually he has a... Yeah, the magic grasshopper shows up and attaches onto him.
Rising hopper.
Yep. That's his current mode.
So
there's the...
ride watches...
Oh, and we have finally hit our opening title.
So with ride watches being in, like, everything of the other one, would they be like the Ranger Key equivalent to the Kamen Rider universe?
Yes. Ride watches are very much like Ranger Keys.
Or as Jenny said, the gimmick.
Yeah. So as you can see, there's 01, and then there's another 01.
Looks wrong.
Exactly, as another riders tend to do.
Oh, okay.
So that was a running thing throughout Geo. Geo involved a lot of time travel, visiting a different rider series, encountering the original main rider, as well as
another rider.
Yeah, who were created to disrupt the timelines. And generally drew their strength from the existing riders.
Which is why he cannot use his strength?
That seems to be the situation.
Oh no. He's got his... what is it called?
The Progress key is his trinket right there.
But his Progress belt or whatever?
That's the 01 driver.
01 driver. He's got his 01 driver.
The Kamen Rider belts are generally referred to as drivers. And there's usually something that attaches onto them as a gimmick for the transformation. Gotcha. Sort of like with the morphers and power coins from MMPR.
Wakey wakey.
So he's still got his power coin, but he no longer has his morpher. Alright, so their memories are back. So, yeah, Shugo was a high school student, but the other two were time-traveling resistance fighters who worked alongside him.
And Waz?
And Waz is a time-traveling magic man. Waz is Waz. Waz is just Waz. New generation rider is born.
He already has fallen, sweetie.
Yeah.
Sunday morning superhero time.
Indeed. So they gotta figure out who's
Waz was
the
a
first
resistance
rider.
commander who switched sides and betrayed them.
Will. Okay. So they still have Progress keys and Force risers. Interesting. Yeah, the Progress keys are the gimmicks from 01. There are different drivers that they can connect to for transformation. Oh dear. And you do not have your drivers or your Progress keys. Functionally useless.
Hola!
Hola. Oh dear. They've got their own Zetsumerizers, I believe they're called.
That would be the whole order your weapons from us today thing.
Yep. So they can turn into, they don't turn into riders, they turn into monsters. And then they can turn other HumaGears into grunts.
All working together towards
Yeah.
the goal of human extinction.
Yep. So the mechanics are still very similar to how they are in 01. HumaGears get corrupted by the Sumerizers, which turn them into Magia. And that allows them to corrupt other HumaGears to function as foot soldiers. Oh, who we got? Hey, Fu and Yui. Yua. Yeah, Yui. I forget which is her first name and which is her last name. Fu and Yaiba, yay! So they still exist. Took me a moment to remember that cars are driven on the other side.
This is not the time to be fighting amongst humans.
Yeah. Oh. They're not messing around.
What are we guys watching?
We're watching Kamen Rider Reiwa The First Generation. Whoa. But yeah, I'm digging this premise. This is a cool, fun premise.
01 meets Zio.
Geo. Yeah.
And I've seen neither 01 nor Zio.
Yep.
So I'm finding out what's going on as we go.
Yep. This is a pretty cool and crazy premise going on
What
now.
is done?
We've got a what if situation of the nice. Good job, Yaiba. Shooting their bullets. That's crazy.
And she's driving.
Yep. Yaiba's
More confident than the boys?
yes and no. She has her ups and downs throughout the series. She's more competent in certain regards.
Like with guns?
Yes. But Fua tends to be a more passionate fighter, and it tends to pay off for him. Her withdrawn personality also has made problems for her later in the series.
Rude.
So who are you, Will? What's your deal? How did you end up in this position? What's going on with your hand?
I don't know, it's got like a little square of something wrong on the back of it.
So they got their own little outpost out here. But outside of the mechanics of the gimmicks and the identities of the characters, tracking everything fine so far?
Yes.
Okay, good. This alternate universe robot apocalypse, I feel, ties
New Zealand
ties both
did
premises
grant,
very well.
The Power Rangers Dino Fury cast the right to enter New Zealand.
Yes, because they're gonna be there pretty long term. So I think that's pretty reasonable. They'll of course I imagine have to quarantine for a few weeks going into that. Hey, Izu!
So she's not corrupted.
I'm glad to see Izu's not corrupted. Izu is great. Everyone loves Izu. She's adorable.
Well, she addresses him with a Sama honorific. So
In the regular timeline, she's a secretary, and they're basically
that's still overkill.
They work together a lot. She's very respectful, and very proper, and he's because he's the president of the company, and she's programmed to assist him. But he also is always clueless and always has to follow her lead as a result.
And I guess she's just taking that back on because the humans here seem to think he should already know what's going on, and yet she knows he doesn't.
Yeah. So I'm wondering what's going on with all this.
ちょっと
They do not approve of the HumaGears. Because the HumaGears have conquered the world in this timeline, somehow. Izu is 01's Waz. Yeah, I feel like each season, to an extent, has, like, a character that everyone just kind of adopts.
I'd like to adopt Waz.
Izu is also appropriate for
一
adoption.
体何が起きてんだよ
But you haven't got to know
見
Izu
て
that
わか
well
るだ
yet.
ろうヒューマギアが世界を支配したんだそんなバカな
ここはまだマシだ。自ら得た情報によってヒューマギアの攻撃を逃れられてるから。
Nice accordion man there. So Izu's been helping them out.
やはり衛星税のシミュレーションは正しかったようです。
Simulation. Okay. What's up?
この世界まで進めばわずかながらほころびがあります。アリ
Okay.
サ様の記憶もその一つ。そこから衛星税は歴史が書き換えられた可能性を検知し
Satellite Zay altering history.
どういうこ
Who said it's there?
It's the
本来の歴史なら
it's the satellite that's owned by Hidden Intelligence, his company, and it basically is the network for all HumaGears. And it's the source of his power.
Not anymore, it's not. The other him is tapped into all that power. And took his belty dude.
これ
Yeah.
が衛星税です。
So Satellite Zay is down on Earth? Huh.
なんでここに
Why is it not in space?
Oh, it's like a flip.
無事に行った
The suck up board members are here.
死守しなければですね先代社長の方から社員一丸となって作り上げた私たちの夢だから
Huh. This is interesting. It's very much a flip of the status quo of early 01. Whoa, hello. That's a lot of HumaGears. They followed you, I think. Oof. Nice.
They seem,
Yaiba's got some nice hardware.
not hugely fervent.
Well, these are just,
The drums.
yeah. These are their buttons. But there's a lot of them. There are a lot of them. And, you know, Yaiba was using a sniper rifle, so. This is intense. But yeah, this seems like an interesting flip from regular 01, where there's a handful of HumaGear terrorists that serve a different crash satellite, the Ark. So this is very much an inverse of that situation.
That was close. She shot him.
She is a sharpshooter. She is very
That
good.
guy's got a cool helmet. Makes it look like he has a mohawk.
Fu is getting right
Shotgun.
up in the front. Nice. This is an intense scenario.
That belt thing.
Oh, nice. He's still got his driver. Shot riser. That is Kamen Rider Vulcan. I was wondering if the other drivers still existed here.
Is she gonna morph now?
She's got a shot riser as well. Engine. Yeah, the shot risers fire off a bullet that they then use to transform. And meet Kamen Rider Valkyrie. So each of them there are different progress keys that can be used to activate different animal-based forms. So he's Kamen Rider Vulcan, but his current form is Shooting Wolf. She's Kamen Rider Valkyrie, her current form is Russian Cheetah, and earlier we saw 01's form, Rising Hopper. grasshopper being sort of the traditional animal motif for Kamen Rider.
Terrorist economy?
Yeah, the main villains in or the primary villains
is this
in
person one of their main?
whoa.
I'm sorry, isn't it the same person who was shot?
Oh dear. Hirobi and Jin.
Are they the terrorists from the...
Yep, from their usual timeline. Hirobi's got much better hair right now than usual. Oh! He's just straight up shooting people. Yeah, Kamen Rider does tend to be a little bit more violent than Sentai. A little bit. And yes, they are also Kamen Riders.
Right.
Kamen Rider Hirobi and Kamen Rider Jin.
That's a great thing.
Scorpion and Falcon. But yeah, these are the these are the 5 key Kamen Riders of this series.
3 good, 2 bad.
Yep.
He's got Earth Ball.
Yep. They are having fun with this set.
You can see the big black crash pad.
I know. It's great. And now we have another 0-1.
Do you still have his belt? Can you steal that back from him?
He probably didn't bring it with him, I would
He's smart. So maybe he's smart.
imagine. He could be sleeping, you know. Yeah, no, that's not gonna do anything. It's cool. It didn't do anything. Woof.
Whoa!
He's got wings. Wingy wings. So, Izu, you got something that you can pull out to help out Aruto, maybe? What do we do? Oh, who have we got here?
Somebody with his do-job.
Nice, a Force Riser.
Dad?
Huh.
That was Dad, wasn't it?
I believe so.
He's really struggling with Robot
He's-
Girl. You want to help him get a thing?
That's interesting. Yeah, Force Risers aren't really designed for humans. So what happens when you put Rising Hopper into a Force Riser? This is going to be a little different. That is not...
Rising Hopper.
Well, Rising Hopper is his usual name. So it's still Rising Hopper Progress Key, but that is not 0-1.
He actually appears to be a bit more powerful than before, and maybe he can actually use some degree of his power because he's getting it from a different source.
Entirely possible. Ah, nice. I'm liking all these Kamen Rider pairings going on right now.
Excuse me.
But yeah,
Uh-oh, they're demorphing.
oof, they're having a rough time. Jin's having fun. He has fun.
Stop skipping twit.
Oof. But yeah, I think that this form may be called 00. Nice. He's still got an attaché.
A briefcase.
Yep.
Which is a sword.
Yep. For some reason in this series, briefcases turn into weapons.
Okay.
They're similar shapes to the cassettes of the progress keys. Oh, that didn't go well. Oh.
お前がいなければもっと早く人類に滅亡させられていたテロリストものとも
Dear. No, who's gonna save Aruto? You're gonna save Izu, or someone else gonna save Izu?
Or is Izu going to become his, like, reason for fighting because she dies?
Oh, somebody caught that. Ooh. Good catch, Aruto. Wow.
なんでだよ人間とヒューマギア仲良く暮らせばいいじゃないか
Oh dear.
人間と共存する気はない
Aruto's. He's messed up.
来ない
This is a bad timeline.
僕が殺してあげるよ
Oh dear. That looks bad.
Rocks fall, everyone dies, timeline resets again.
Hello. Nice.
Good.
Hey, Gio.
Oh, about time you showed up.
He's got his time machine.
No, not another rider.
Hey, Gates has got his machine
A
as
different
well.
rider, but not another rider.
Yeah, their time machines are basically mechs.
That's Kamen Rider.
Excellent. Yeah, it's not working out so well for him. Ooh, I wonder if they're gonna bring out the Gigas for this.
Wait, why are you shooting at him?
Well, they were both shooting at him.
They were on one side.
But no, they're not on Gates' side. Why would they be on Gates' side? That was Jin and Hirobi. The HumaGear guys that would just been
Wait,
beating.
he's got a bow and arrow like Vulcan?
Vulcan doesn't have a bow and arrow.
誰
I'm so confused.
俺は先は
No, Hirobi's got the bow and arrow.
あんたがゼロは綺麗な歩きだよねアナザーライダーが誕生して
Yeah, I know it was dark before, but no. Hirobi is the one with the bow and arrow.
タイムジャッカー
過去に遡って歴史を書き換える練習
Oh, nice. Tsukiyami froze him up.
あんたを探してたのこんな歴史があったらタイムジャッカーが過去のどこかに介入したはずだ
Yeah,
この
well,
辺りだ
everywhere, unfortunately.
そんなこと言われてもこれには
データベースを作ります
Okay.
12年前大規模な
12 years ago, hidden intelligence was taken over by HumaGears,
俺の知ってる歴史と
which is not the history he knows.
タイムジャッカーが介入したのは
So somehow the Time Jackers messed around with 12 years ago.
そんなのどうやってできるよ
This has been in the
俺
freezer.
たちに伝えてあんたの記憶があれば
So they need his memories so they know what time should be.
他に選択肢はないんだ
Alright.
He's unfroze!
Yep, but they're already gone.
Did all the humans bug out to a whole nother place?
Well, Gates was covering Fu and Yaiba as they were clearing people out. And
Wouldn't they have to move the satellite too?
ここももう限界だ。
they probably left the satellite there.
どうすれば。
あとはアルト様に託すしかありません。
あんな奴に何を託すって言うんだ。
私たちの過去と未来です。
行こう。
She believes in Aruto-sama.
始まりの日。時空転出する。
2019?
2007.
2007.
Yeah, this movie came out. This was the summer movie, I believe.
Of 2019?
Yeah.
Wait, so
Or maybe no, fall movie, fall.
these are not consecutive seasons?
No, they are.
But one took place in 2007?
No, they're going back
Oh,
in
they're
time to
going back even
2007
farther.
to 12 years ago
Got it.
when the events took place.
You control your alcohol and sodium intake.
ありがと
Well, since they've got the nurse, maybe he can get himself looked
う。
at.
どうですか皆さん。
Okay, so this must be Aruto's grandfather, I believe,
我が社は現在
who was
さまざまな職業に
his
特化した
his death was what kind of kicked off the events of the series. He passed away and left the company to Aruto, which is how
Each
Aruto
specialized
became the president.
occupation. What exactly specialized occupation? Where's Purple Hammer Pants?
I didn't get a good enough look.
いよいよ全国で実用化できる日が
But yeah, you got like a chef, you got a guard, you got
Nurse, train conductor,
all sorts.
shop girl,
ヒューマギアは
firefighter.
時代を切り開き
Yep.
人類に
But I'm still really confused about the one in the Purple Hammer Pants.
I'm not sure which one is Purple Hammer Pants.
You'll see when we see the Purple Hammer Pants. They're
Yeah,
kind of impossible to miss.
I'll see if they give us another wide shot, but I don't think they are.
株主も我々を支援してくれるでしょう。これにつけ社長、一つよろしいでしょうか。なんだね、ウィル。
Will!
Okay, so what's your deal, Will?
労働に対する対価についてはどのようにお考えでしょうか。ロボットに給料を払う必要はないだろう。ヒューマギアは人間を笑顔にする。逆に人間はいつになったら
Will humans be able to bring happiness to
暮らしてくれ
HumaGears?
るんでしょうか。
That's actually a fairly insightful question.
You made him too smart.
ウィル。君は勉強熱心だな。こんなに楽しい社長一緒は。
Okay, so he was his secretary before, I guess, before Izu was created.
大株主との会食の件ですが。
Yeah, but
So he's not going to address that question, I guess.
which is disappointing. You can see why they would want to revolt.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you make
Who's
actual
this with the
intelligence
feathers and
enslave
things?
them.
Oh, this must be the time jacker. Gates is like ready to fight all the robots that he keeps seeing.
This HumaGears have not revolted yet, do they? Will you stop?
You know, he's just like, chill out, dude. Come on.
HumaGear nanny?
Yep.
ここが昔あったんですよ。
They're there to help humans. This is what
実は俺、
they were designed to be.
父さんに育てられたんだ。
どうしてロボットを
Why was your father a robot? That's a good question.
お父さんは俺が物心つく前に事故で亡くなって、代わりのヒューマギアの父さんをじいちゃんが作ってくれたんだ。
HumaGears are caretakers.
それでヒューマギアの反乱が始まったのはこの先のヒューマギア開発工場だ。
Yeah, there was a small rebellion in the past of the series, but it was unsuccessful in the series.
早速始まってるぞ。みんなを助けないと。ここ しいしな下手に介入すればもっとややこしいことになる。そんなこと言ってらんない。
The Force Riser really messes him up.
Welcome back, Chris.
Oh, Gates is actually going to transform, and so is Was. Hey, welcome back. Rider time. Yep. They're each watch themed. So he's got sort of a metal watch band. Gates looks like more of a sports watch. Waz looks like more of a smart watch. But as you can see, Kamen Rider is very different in format from Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Who are you? Hello.
Original flavor Kamen Rider of this universe? The fellow who actually... I'm
Is
guessing
that the grandfather?
Yeah, I'm thinking he's the one who put down the rebellion.
Huh.
Because one of his powers seems to be just neutralizing the grabbing their head.
Yeah. But yeah, Kamen Riders don't tend to function as teams so much as they do independent operators that can either collaborate or fight each other, depending upon the circumstances.
未来から来たからだ。父さん。
His dad?
Did his father die in this rebellion?
I mean, yeah, we'd seen him, you know, take the hit
No.
in the explosion.
I mean... Is that... Oh, is that Robot Dad?
That's Robot Dad. He's got a Force Riser, which is the appropriate driver for a HumaGear.
信じてくんなきゃ。これを持ってる説明がつかない。だって未来の父さんからもらったんだから。夢を忘れずに戦え。その声。
It's very interesting that his dad was a Kamen Rider. It's fascinating.
Shiokumi is sundial based.
Tsukiyomi, yeah. Her form only appeared in like the last 2 episodes. And good to go, apparently, according to that computer screen. He's trying to figure out why all the HumaGears freaked out. Hey, Will.
やはり君が秘伝インテリジェンスを継ぐべきだ。モデルが所長に。君はヒューマギアだけながら秘伝の名を継いでいる。君が社長になれば我々ヒューマギアの社会的地位を上げる。私も笑って伝えるわ。俺は社長になるつもりはない。なぜだ。
So there's a possibility that Robodad could have become president, but he has no interest in the job.
父さん、なんでそんな奴と一緒にいるんだ。
Okay, so
衛星にトラブル？
we still haven't really met the Time Jacker. We saw.
Welcome back, Jenny.
Hey, hope you enjoyed your dinner.
人間に対して攻撃的な思考を持つよう成長してしまったらしい。
Yeah. The satellite, the current satellite, is not happy.
それだと思うんだ。彼らは我々に秘密で衛星の知能を利用して仮面ライダーなる兵器を開発しているらしい。兵器？
So RoboDad developed the Kamen Rider system. Interesting.
I don't think you missed too much.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure when.
Well, she said she was watching, just
Oh.
not able to be in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think you missed much in the chat.
Yeah. It's a nifty little mystery. Just trying to figure out what happened differently, while also getting a lot of detail about these events prior to the series itself. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on here. I like that they're not just going with like it. This is already feeling much more like plot oriented and focused than other team up movies that I've seen.
ヒューマギアが笑える世界を作るために力が必要なんだ。
俺が望んでたのはお前が父さんを発見してるんじゃないのか。
What?
父さん
In this messed up timeline, his father went evil.
His father was working for Will.
アルト、これは過去なんだ。過去を変えられない。
You can't change the past.
たとえ望んだ花じゃなかったとしても受け入れるしかないんだ。
Okay. So they haven't found the divergence yet, it seems. So this was how things went down before somehow.
Interesting. Apparently in half an hour there's a Mighty Morphin.
Oh right, I forgot about that. There's so much streaming going on this evening.
妄想っていうか自律的に反乱を起こそうとしてるみたい。
反乱？どうして？
衛星は全ヒューマギアとリンクするの。世界中のヒューマギアをコントロールできる。衛星からの命令でヒューマギアの革命が起きるってはどうやらそれが歴史の改変ポイントのようだね。衛星の打ち上げを止めれば歴史は元に戻る。
So the satellite that they're talking about launching is the one that the guys worshipped on the ground before?
Yeah, I think so. I assume they're referring to the Ark, which is the bad guy's counterpart to Zaya. He feels like he's responsible for his dad starting the rebellion. He wanted HumaGears to have independence, and that apparently got his dad thinking along those lines.
ぎた過去をね。でもここから先は俺たちにとっては
So we're at the okay. So apparently from here on out we can change
未
things.
来なら自分の力で変えられる。
And we couldn't change things an hour ago because...
I think it was he couldn't change the influence that child him had on his Robo-Dad, but he can affect his Robo-Dad's actions moving forward. He was trying to make it sound far more meaningful than I think it really was.
平成アークは結論を導き出した。
Satellite Arc has come
ど
to
うす
some
れば我々
conclusions.
ヒューマギアが笑える世界になるのか。
Yeah. And Robo-Dad is not going to be thrilled, I think, with Arc's
どう
conclusion.
したなぜかテリー原因は不明のようです。
It's still in the process of launching now.
発射は中止だ伝えろ。それがどうやっても止められないと。なんだと
I'm assuming it's automated. The Arc is taking
な
control.
んだこれはアークの意志だ。アークの意志人類滅亡それがアークが導き出した結論だ。
Arc is behind all of the rebellions.
それが世界俺は望んでない。
Just wanted for
姿を息子に見せたいんじゃないのか。
he just wanted for HumaGears to be able to be happy
Yeah,
for
well, my son
real,
can't
but
see me smile earnestly if he's dead. My son is human.
yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
俺の夢は
But I do like how they're tying tragic Robo-Dad in so tightly with the events that kicked off the series. Because he's like, what we saw before with him getting,
What is this chick?
hello,
ヒューマギアが笑える世界。
I believe she is the Time Jacker.
でもこのままでは君の夢は叶わない。衛星アークは打ち上がらず、ヒューマギアの反乱は阻止される。この工場も町も爆発で廃墟になってしまうんだ。
That's how it went down before.
僕が未来から来た。
Yep, that's a time jacker, all right.
I wonder what her story is. Because it's not like there were a lot of Time
Incredibly
Jackers.
impractical cape.
Yes. It's spiffy though.
歴史を変えてみる。
And she gives him another rider.
That's what Time Jackers do.
This is where it all goes wrong.
So what's your deal, lady?
I don't know, but she has a creepy smile. That is not smiling earnestly either. That is smiling super creepy like.
Oh, he's linking up with the satellite? This looks like Satellite Z.
俺の夢を叶えてくれるか。
Oh, this,
平成アーク
I guess this was early with the Arc when it was still not quite so corrupted. We've seen the digital world inside the Arc in the series before, and it's not like this.
Hey, son.
何しに来た。父さんを止める。衛星を打ち上げさせない。違う。
He's not here to launch the satellite. He's here to stop it.
衛星アークを爆破するつもり。アークに自
Time
動爆破プログラ
jacker
ム
is
を仕込む。
non-binary. Cool!
Nice.
They have a creepy smile.
Yes.
これがお前に死ぬよ。
父さんは衛星を止めようとしてたのか。
私は未来を知った。アークは打ち上がる。
He's here to make sure it
一
launches.
生変えるからな。
Robo-Dad's here to stop it. Aruto's going to team up with Robo-Dad.
We don't have central air.
We do not.
And we turned off the AC so it wouldn't make noises while we were doing this.
Yeah. We'll turn the AC back on after we're done streaming.
Yes.
Yay! He wants everyone to be happy. Because he's a good robo-dad. He was developing the 01 driver.
だから力が必要だったんだ。ヒューマギアも人間も守る。仮面ライダーの力が。
He's proud of his dad. Nice.
Oh, Steven's gonna go back and watch our 199 Heroes stream after this one.
Oh, fun. Yeah, that was good times.
I spent a lot of time playing this one.
Yep. Type 1. Rising. So nice, we're gonna get 2 Rising Hoppers against another Rising Hopper. Nice. Come on, Aruto. Join in.
俺が笑います。笑う。だから力が必要だったんだ。ヒューマギアも人間
So
も
maybe
守
this
る。
was, I thought I remember hearing that there was a type, that there was a Kamen Rider 00, so maybe that one's the 00. I could be wrong. Maybe 001 or something like that. Jump down.
Oh, yeah, I think I actually did cry, Jenny.
Yes, you did.
I think I did.
There we go. Oh. Nice. They make good use of all the... Okay, so Aruto is 001. What's the name of the father's form? Is it Type 1? Is that what it's called?
That's what he said, Type 1.
Okay. Okay, so Aruto is currently 001. That's what it is. As opposed to 01, which
You
usually
can't
is.
destroy the satellite. Because
But-
that would actually alter history because of
Whoa. Hello, Time Jacker person. Who are you?
やっぱり僕の狙い通りしてくれたね。
Ooh, they use Boku.
何のことだ。
That should have been my
歴
first
史を書
clue.
き換えれば必ず大間ジオが介入し
Interesting.
歴史を元に
They're trying to
戻そう
stop HumaGear?
君が受け継いだ
How does
全
this...
てのライダーの力をもらう。
They are powerful.
They still have a really impractical cape.
僕が
It's a great cape.
始まりのライダーとなる。
Oh, they're the first rider. From the book.
Ichigo.
The first rider.
Yeah.
始まりのライダーは
And they're saying they're the first rider.
Okay. That's an interesting form.
何なのよあの小田川ライダー。
Jack Skellington rider.
Okay. Oh. Okay, so this is another Kamen Rider Ichigo, being the original Kamen Rider, which we never actually got out of Geo, did we? Geo was all focused on Heisei era. Oh, Trinity form, nice. But that would be, I guess, from the Showa era.
A little bit less smartwatch and a little bit more children's novelty watch.
Now it's all three together. New Ages Ichigo. Okay, so I guess now that it's Reiwa, we're in the Reiwa era, but I don't know quite how your definition of time is working right now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't know how all of this works with being another Ichigo. I don't know how this is all functioning right now.
Well, shoot.
Oh, but the thing uploaded.
It's gonna blow up.
Oof.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Whoa, oh, it's connected to him.
Shoot.
That's not good.
01 is the only rider to start a generation whose another rider isn't CGI.
That's fair. Yeah, because that was just the Showa era rider, first rider just now was
Definitely
CG,
CGI.
and they did the same thing for Kuga as well, with Gio. Oh dear. Has the arc taken control? The arc's taking control. That's not good. Come on, Robo-Dad, wake up! Snap out of it! Oof. Oh, rebellion. Oh. Nope, he's taking charge there. Oh, Grandpa. Oof. Grandpa's willing to sacrifice himself for the rest of the company. Things are not going well right now.
He's using a very formal we right now. So, they should listen to it.
Counting on you.
He said he's being very...
Did you just... This is not right.
Yep, you killed Grandpa.
You can't kill Grandpa 12 years early. This is not how this timeline goes.
You're gonna have to rewind again. Can that be done?
Possibly. Gio's whole relationship with time is very weird. This is, in many regards, playing out like an extended episode of Gio. And honestly handling it better than Gio usually does.
That rider's fused
To its bike. That's just a really cool looking form, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey!
Nice. Time
And
machines.
they got thrown right out of it. Oh, wait, only one?
Gates got knocked out.
Yeah, that's why I said only one.
It's too late to save this period. Then what do you do? So what do you do then? Where do you go from here?
Paradox.
How do we wrap up this movie?
We got about half an hour left.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot going on.
Only about 2/3 of the way there.
Yeah. We haven't gotten a name yet for that time jacker, have we?
Hottie. With impractical cape.
Okay. Back to the future. Geologic is explicitly nonsensical. You doing okay over there?
Melting.
I'm sorry. Bring the It's a little
300もエネル
closer
ギー
since you're so far.
Bye.
もう後がない。
ここまでだっていうのか。
Well, that didn't work out very well.
これが助社長の夢だ。
So now they know how this timeline happened. Although we still don't quite know everything yet. I'm hoping we get a little bit more information on that random time jacker. I don't quite understand how they became another Ichigo, or how this is necessarily supposed to prevent HumaGear.
It's just Aruto again, guys. You can
Yeah.
calm down.
What?
Oh my. Okay.
みんな無事か。よかっ
Yeah, they're not great though.
た。あれ？
Things aren't great.
いつは？
What happened to Izu? What'd you do with Izu?
Maybe whatever changes they made to the timeline.
What happened to Izu?
それが
Oh no.
敵の手に
He had the kid hostage, the kid that knocked her over earlier. And of course, Izu's just... She values human life.
我々の生活を脅かす人間。
I wonder how she's staying
つまり
immune.
テロリストは全て
What was that?
I wonder
我
how
が
she's
社
staying
が撲
immune.
滅しつつあり
I don't know.
さらにテロリストに内通した裏切り者を見つけました。そのヒューマギアをこの場で処刑します。ヒューマギアによるヒューマギアのための時代を築いていく。そのためにもテロリストに屈してはならない。今こそ我々ヒューマギアは武器を取って戦わなければならないのです。
Oof.
裏切り者は
They're gonna say... I have full confidence that they're gonna save Izu. This movie's gone dark in many regards, but they are not going to destroy Izu.
アルト様
We've got a dark timeline, but no,
こんな世界
you don't hurt Izu.
間違ってる。父さんは人間とヒューマギアが一緒に笑える世界を夢見てたんだ。
Is Dad still active in this timeline? We've already
俺の
established,
夢も
so
同じだ。
is he gonna join
人
in?
間とヒューマギアが一緒に笑える世界。その夢を叶えるために戦う。それが俺のゼロワン。仮面ライダーゼロワンだ。
Wait, what? Is there a one?
人の夢ってのはな、検索すればわかるような、そんな単純なものじゃねえんだよ。
Is she remembering the original timeline?
人間と心を通わせるパートナーだ。道具じゃない。人類の夢だ。
Somehow she still remembers the original timeline. Oh, what just happened?
She.
What's she about
ア
to
ルト
do?
様私は
聞きましたか皆さん。もはや絶滅危惧種である人間が夢を抱くとは浅ましい。そうは思いませんか。
私も夢を持ちたいと思いました。私の夢はアルト様、あなたの夢をそばで見届けることです。そして心から笑うことです。
Are they in love? I feel like they're in love.
Not they're very close.
Have fun playing Mario Party, Dustin.
It's never been presented as anything like a romantic relationship, but they clearly care about each other a lot.
本当にふさわしいのは我々は
What?
貴殿の名を受け継ぐ貴殿アルト様ではないでしょうか
Podium robot just
あい
called
つ
a
は人
vote.
間だぜ
Wait.
私も人間と一緒に夢を見たい
They all believe in his dream.
私も
Like, they've been going along with this timeline, but they want a better world too.
賛成336票反対562票過半数には達しませんでした
そうだ人間など誰も社長とは認めない
What about him?
父さん貴殿それを様は我が社の大株主のため賛成の場合は過半数に達し
Oh, nice.
緊急動議が可決します
貴殿それを反対だこれを超えない限りお前が夢見る未来は来ない
父さん
そうだこんな道義は誰も認めない
Yeah, he's just taking charge of them now. He's just overriding everybody.
No. It's an auditorium full of angry robots.
Yep. It's nice that Shesta's on their side, though. What's going on with Soryu, though?
It's just to the pink one?
Yeah. Oh, anyway.
Not these guys again.
Yep. They're always about destroying humanity. Well, that's not good.
平成悪は人類を滅亡させる結論に導き出した人類に夢を見る未来は永遠に来ない
So what's Soryu up to right now? Like, oof! Explosions. Hey! Fortnightly.
Oh, that's not a helmet. That guy really does have a green mohawk.
Yep. Looks like it.
皆さん
They came to help out.
守ってばかりじゃ
They gotta stand up for themselves. Oh,
Did they sell headphones like this? I feel like they must have.
I believe I feel like they have. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it's just, yeah, they're used to bad timelines. Waz is just dragging along that one guy.
Welcome, Athena.
Welcome.
You missed the start. We're gonna do.
I think she's actually been here for a little while.
She said I have to go back and watch this when you upload it later. So.
Oh, okay.
And she hasn't been in chat most of the time.
Oh, okay. But next week we will be resuming Beast Morphers.
Oh, you've been here for almost an hour.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, she's been here for a while.
But she missed the announcement.
Okay. Yes, we will be resuming Beast Morphers starting next week.
Half an hour.
Oh, okay.
That makes more sense.
But yeah, Gates and Tsukiyome are from a bad timeline where Gio had actually conquered the world
Gotcha.
and was the Demon King HumaGear, which is what the Timejacker is somehow trying to prevent, even though it had already been prevented by the end of the series. I don't quite understand.
I think Dad actually wants him to beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
They
know
won't give it
quite
to him, but
why.
he apparently wants here to be.
Interesting.
Their grasshoppers fought it out before they even tried.
Yeah. And smashed up the place a bit.
Yep, that one just kind of disappointed me.
Nice. Nice. But yes, in case I hadn't already mentioned, Tsukiyome is also a time jacker.
Okay, so time jackers just dress all in white and have really ridiculous long flowing clothes.
They have ridiculous clothes in general. It varies.
I cannot read that.
Oh, nice. Waz just jammed up Jin's gun. Great. This is a nice little unmorphed battle here. We don't get actually that many of those. Oh, Gates versus Hirobi. I'm digging that.
Yeah, no, we're not waiting for September at all, Chris.
We were considering it, but considering how much of the spoilers have been coming out lately.
Going on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is fun. These two against these three will be good. I like that we're sort of mixing and matching. Now the villain riders of 0-1 are going up against the secondary riders of Geo. Whereas before we're getting to see all the combos of different fights that we can get out of this.
After the big accident when Kamen Rider first started, they're reluctant to let the actors do stunts again.
Fair enough. Oh, nice. We didn't get to see Tsukiyome transform before. I was wondering if we were going to see her.
Oh, there's her sundial.
Yep. Kamen Rider Tsukiyome. We've almost.
What are those?
Oh. We've got the horseshoe crab raiders in these. They're like the next level up kind of things. I'm kind of pleasantly surprised at how Gio's just really not dominating this movie in the way that I was expecting them to. They're letting it really be more of a 0-1 focus where the Gio cast is really functioning in a support role and contributing to the mechanics of the movie. And it's definitely heavier on the 0-1 story, but I think that it's working towards its benefit. Ooh, it's swarming.
He could become a locust plague. That's
annoying.
unsettling.
I mean, one of Aruto's higher level
They're
forms can do
back.
that, but this is, I believe, prior to that.
They're not a messed up rider again.
You want to explain? We don't fully understand it either.
Okay, they can shift back and forth at will.
Apparently, because it's another rider form. Oh, nice. Wonder how many of his forms we're going to see. probably could have used some of your more advanced forms when you were back in the past, but, okay. This whole thing with the father is a little weird.
Dystopia? Okay.
Doing a little charge-up move. Nice! This is cool. Oof.
Ow.
This is a cool fight.
Yeah, but his dad's handing him his butt.
Yeah, I know, but even so. Oh, this is a great fight. I'm digging it. This sort of super speed jetting all over the place. There we go. Nice. This is great. There's only one person who can stop you, and it's me. Charging it up, and
Thank you, Jamie.
boom!
I wasn't gonna know how that's supposed to go if Jenny hadn't said what she said earlier.
Yep. Alright, time for the finisher. Rising Utopia. They gotta do a Steel Locust finale.
They're rider kicking each other.
Yep.
But whose rider kick shall kick harder?
Who's the kickiest rider kick?
Right now.
Oh, this is pretty. That was shiny.
You've surpassed me now, Aruto. Your dream will come true.
Apparently. Now they're back at the fountain pond thing that they were at before. She's got the 01 driver? Okay. Yeah. He wanted him to realize that he wasn't anyone's successor. It was always his dreams that he was working towards. Okay. I feel like... Okay, to become the first of a new generation. I feel like that's a nice message, but I also feel like...
There are better ways to convey that to your child than having them kill you.
Also, like, there are other priorities, like...
I think he might smile
humanity
before he dies, Jake.
existing.
Jake, I think he's going to smile.
Yeah.
It's kind of a smile. It's a peaceful one, not a happy one, though.
Okay.
It's like...
And, Izu and Jesta are just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
The emergency motion has passed. So now he's president again.
Oh, apparently his vote was to be given approval on the event of... His vote was to be changed to approve in the event that he was defeated.
Yeah. Oh, nice. We get to see Tsukiyame do some fighting. There we go.
Ooh, she's got glowy balls.
She's got Kamehameha powers. I can't remember if Tsukiyame really fought like anybody in the show. So it's cool to actually see her fight. Meanwhile, these two are taking on another 01. And this 2-on-1 fight. Oh, this is it's nice to see these two actually.
They've got like a Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser thing going on where they keep flipping
Yeah.
over each other, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I like these two fighting side by side like this. We don't actually get to see it all that often in the show.
人間の道具にするな。
He just said it was the will of the arc that he made the good stuff.
Yes. The Ark is arguably the big bad of
And what was
01.
the good satellite called?
Zay.
Zay. Okay.
Nice.
I got my satellite mixed up.
Bullet shooting blast. That is how that tends to work.
I mean, it could be a bomb exploding blast. The 01 driver can only be used by the president of the company.
That is true.
So,
That's the way that is designed.
that's why they got to push the chat.
Geo's strongest. This is a cool form. Gates. What the? How did you just merge with Gates' time machine?
Well, first she put it through the, like, food processor, and then she ate it.
That was weird. Who have we got? What have we got? What is that? Is that Zaya? Did they just launch Zaya?
I think they may have just launched Zaya.
Interesting. Okay.
社長、記念の夢が飛びましたよ。
Hey, Zaya. How you doing up there? And now the 01 driver is back to functionality. That's why it came from underground at the beginning, because it wasn't being beamed down by the satellite, because the satellite wasn't up there. That was it. So much damage.
Does this happen every time he morphs?
Not usually. They're just really overemphasizing it here. Oh, he uses his dad's progress key in the sword. Nice.
Okay, this is some Shadow of the Colossus stuff going on here.
A little bit. Yeah, Hirobi and Jin aren't doing too hot right now against these three.
It is 3-on-2, so.
Yep. Finish time. Rider keep.
The guys had rider time, she had beyond time. I guess because she's a time jacker.
I'm really kind of amazed. This is like the only Geo thing that I've ever seen that hasn't like been super focused on all sorts of Heisei stuff being everywhere. And it's really streamlines things.
そのタイムマシンが未来を残り、それであいつがやってきたんじゃないかな。だから、それを壊せば。そうか。歴史が元通りになるってことか。
Okay. I don't know. Oh, nice. You have Grand Geo. I don't know why you haven't been using this before. Like I said, I've been saying, Huh, they really haven't been focusing on all of the Heisei era Rider powers that he has access to. He has access to all 20 of the Heisei era Rider's powers.
And he's used them all at once.
Yep, this is his Grand Geo form, which is one of his ultimate forms. It's arguably his ultimate form. He actually has a more ultimate form that's just really dangerous. And now we're getting to see, there we go, there's going all that.
Beyond Time was Waz, not her.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, you just saw like 5 different Kamen Riders from different throughout the Heisei era. Fly by. Yeah. Like there's Decade, there's Double, there's Kuga, there's Agito, there's Kiva, like. And 01's going through all of his forms.
And the Time Jacker says that Kamen Riders were made to destroy humanity, so.
Oh, nice. He used his
them
breaking man.
saving humanity are warping the history of Kamen Rider somehow.
Well, that's one of the fundamental things about Kamen Rider.
They were actually made to destroy humanity.
In every series, just about, as far as a core part of Kamen Rider, and to my knowledge, it seems to be throughout every series. They use the same powers as the enemies, but they use them for good. Their powers are almost uniformly created by their adversaries, and then they either rebel from the adversaries or are unknowingly using their enemies' powers against them. And that's a fundamental thing of Kamen Rider. Nice. Very nice kick. Very shocking. And that...
Restored the timeline.
Yep.
By getting rid of the Time Jacker.
Still don't get exactly where the Time Jacker came from to begin with, but I'll roll with
The
it.
future. Ichigo was supposed to be a tool used by the Chakra organization, but fought against them instead.
Yep, that was the original Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider Ichigo being the first Kamen Rider. He was a cyborg created by an evil organization, and then he broke free and chose to fight them. So they'll be the only two who remember.
Oh, he remembered with his dad smiling then. In some ways, this is goodbye. Some ways, this is not goodbye, though?
And he got a little shook by Time Jacker's words.
なんかいけない気がするんだよ。それじゃあ元通りって言えないでしょ。どうするっていうんだよ、バカ者。アルトの記憶を戻す。そのためには。
What's he gonna do? Just wipe everybody's memories of the movie? He is the first in his generation, which they really wanted to play out because it's the era.
You cannot escape.
So, are we just going to end on them doing a little random fight? Because they need to.
It is required.
Yeah. But we won't see who wins.
Apparently not. Roll credits.
Okay. Oh, nice little song going on now. So that was pretty good. Some of the logic of basically everything surrounding the Time
Wibbly
Jacker was
wobbly,
pretty wibbly wobbly, which is to be expected from Geo. But still, all in all, handled pretty well. Up and there's Hirobi and Jin back in their usual hangout, in their usual outfits. They're still trying for a future where humans are extinct. Because Metsuko Jinrai is their organization. He wants his own driver. Yeah, that's not happening. This is just silliness. They're just being silly. Silly times. Right? He's not fond of HumaGears.
Oh, burn!
He's a bit of a meathead.
Who wants the driver, the chat says?
Oh, the vice president. They're part of an organization that takes out malfunctioning, rogue HumaGears. Now they're back to high school again. Yeah, Geo ended with a whole time reset, but he reset time so that his friends could go to school with him instead of living in their dystopian future. So that's their
Next time we do this, you really need to run the AC more in the daytime before we start.
I ran it all day. It just only sticks for so long. And Waz is still narrating just like he always does.
The second one was on when I came home.
That's because I had turned it off when I went outside because it's leaky, so I didn't want it leaking while we were out picking up the car.
Business cards.
So he's got an idea. He's like, give him the president / Kamen Rider. Yeah. She remembers.
But we don't know if he does.
It's true. Like, yeah. Okay, so one thing I never explained with Aruto. You made a comment on his silly outfit in his room.
Is he a stand-up comic?
That was his original career aspiration. So he's
outfit?
constantly making horrible puns and trying to play off his catchphrases.
Something weird is going on here.
Oh, hello, Bowser. This must have been the little preview of you. Yeah, they like to do that. At the end of the movie, they preview whichever is going to be the new Kamen Rider that's going to premiere in the upcoming episode. That is going to be a new antagonist. So
The new bad guy.
Yep, that's Bowser, who's a major antagonist moving forward. I'm not exactly sure where this slots in terms of continuity for the series. It's definitely somewhere during the first 15 episodes. But I'm not exactly sure where, because it does seem to be... It's definitely before Bowser was introduced. After all the other Kamen Riders have gotten their forms, but that's still pretty. Does seem he did have Breaking Mammoth already, so this is probably right around maybe episode 10 or so. I'm not quite sure.
Aww.
Between episodes 9 and 10, so I was close.
Thank you, chat.
You are very dead, I see.
Hi. I love you. I'm just gonna be back here against the couch. It's all good.
So, how did you like your first exposure to Kamen Rider?
It has a lot more, reversioning graphics.
It does have a lot of shinies going on there with all of the like titles, the tags and the title cards and all the things.
It's got shades of the Power Rangers reversioning.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Happy slushy day, man.
Oh, today was free
for a
slushy.
slushy.
I'm sorry.
I don't think we have 7-Eleven.
There must be one somewhere. I just don't know where. But yeah, it was interesting having a Geo movie that wasn't so focused on the history of the Heisei era, instead focusing on the
new era.
The new era, the Reiwa era.
The next Reiwa, the first generation.
I felt like it just felt a lot more balanced because it wasn't hindered by all the baggage of all those extra writers. I would have liked to see his ability to utilize other rider powers get highlighted a little bit more because it is a cool ability. We only got to see it for like 5 seconds. So you saw like 20 other riders, but only like for 1 second at a time.
This is true.
You may have very well have blinked and just missed all of them.
I did not happen to blink and miss all of them. I saw all of them. But and they're kind of weird golden frames.
Check how warm it is outside right now. Maybe I might crack open the window. Alright. You know what, oh wow, it's still over 80. Yeah. You know what, I will turn the AC back on right now, because you are dying so much, and we're no longer listening to the show. We're no longer watching the movie, but we still have the stream. I'm going to turn this back on. I'm sorry that you are dying so much. But yeah, I commented on most of my thoughts sort of as we were going through it.
Yeah.
We had some great fights in there.
Heat wave, yes.
I mean, it's summer.
I mean, it's June. July. It's July.
It's July.
It's July heat.
We've been regularly hitting 80s and 90s, unsurprisingly.
Drink water.
I don't have any. You need some? Do you want me to grab some water?
The chat thinks I should drink water.
I'll get you some water. Yeah, you know what? You talk about Kamen Rider.
I'll talk about Kamen Rider.
Talk about Kamen Rider. I'll get you some water.
Gets me some water because I'm
I know
melting.
this is a long haul.
So I've never seen Kamen Rider before. It has a lot more graphics than the other one did. I'm kind of interested in the fact that both the good guys and the bad guys are Kamen Riders. So some of them are good and some of them are bad, but they're all Kamen Riders. That's interesting. I've got water.
Yeah. Now that is something that is a little bit more of a more recent occurrence.
Mm-hmm.
We did not always have so many Kamen Riders.
But you said that they usually do introduce the bad Kamen Rider at the end of the previous season? Season's movie?
In the team-up movies. That is a pattern of the last several years. So
okay. So if were the bad guys not always Kamen Riders?
No. They are usually, at least in the series that I've seen, the bad guys usually have powers that are similar to the Kamen Riders, but are not Kamen Riders themselves.
Sweating makes me itchy.
But antagonistic Kamen Riders that exist throughout the series have become more and more common. Like, I've watched Kuga, where basically all of the villains sort of have a humanoid form and a monstrous form, that are very similar in how they function to the way that Kuga's powers function. But none of them were referred to as Kamen Riders. And then what's going on?
This computer is way behind on the chat compared to this computer.
Wait, maybe this one's behind. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's ahead.
Weird. Okay.
So everything Athena said is missing entirely.
Oh, I don't know why. But yeah, when we go back through through the last couple years, like, I don't think Gio had an antagonistic writer that got introduced, but the team-up movie...
Wasn't the Gio antagonistic writer also Gio?
Yeah, that's true. But he was established from the first episode. But with the team-up movie between Build and X-Aid, they introduced Kamen Rider Grease in a quick little eye catch at the end, a little teaser at the end. I'm not sure if they did anything for X-Aid. I'm trying to think in terms of which team... I haven't seen all the team-up movies. Oh, was White Waz introduced? That makes sense. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I had forgotten about White Waz.
As opposed to Brown Waz?
He's referred to as Black Waz. Black Waz and White Waz.
So it's not like Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White?
There was an alternate future version of Waz. Waz is from the future. There was another alternate future that got established that had a different Waz. And that Waz was the one who actually had the Kamen Rider powers until original Flavor Waz stole his powers from him.
Okay.
Gio was very timey-wimey. Like, this was relatively straightforward as far as a Gio story goes.
I kind of expected them to loop back and try again with the satellite, but apparently not.
Yeah, I was surprised that, considering that the Time Jacker was so tied in with everything, I was surprised that more didn't get connected in.
But, I guess...
Parad was the one introduced. Okay, I was trying to remember who I was forgetting about. Okay, there we go.
Parad from X-Aid.
So they have been keeping up with that pattern. I remembered Grease. I hadn't remembered the other two. That being said, I still haven't actually seen the Dr. Pac-Man movie. So I hadn't seen that one. I've seen a number of the team-up movies, but I haven't seen all of them. I know that I saw...
I got more of that in my eye than I meant to.
I saw the Double and Decade. I saw Double and O's. I saw O's and Forze. I can't remember if I saw Forze and Wizard.
Water everywhere.
So, yeah, I know a lot of people like 01 a lot better than Geo. I know that Geo frustrated a lot of people with its
are we getting a reaction for that
stuff.
movie, or are you going to watch it on your own time?
Which one?
I would, Athena, except the water isn't cold. We filled this water bottle yesterday. It's room temperature.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So making me wet is better than putting the water bottle on me. I was doing that earlier with this stuff.
For which movie are we talking about? Oh, the Dr. Pac-Man movie? Oh,
Well, I mean, we're about to start reacting to Beast Morphers again. So.
I figure what will probably happen is next week we'll be getting back into Beast Morphers, and then after we get to the end of Beast Morphers, we'll probably resume Fortnightly Features again.
Yes.
Where we'll just have we'll have a reaction every other week. And you guys will be able to vote on it. And
although somebody had a suggestion earlier in the chat that apparently there's now a Ryu Soldier versus Power Ranger.
Yes, Ryu Soldier versus Lupin Ranger versus Path Ranger. I have heard that that's
Definitely
out.
would like to see that.
That would probably be high on our list for following
For
Beast Morphers.
is over,
Yeah, because we do like to do the movies as live streams, and we'll see what we decide as far as anything regarding Kira Major. We didn't get super hooked by episode 0, and considering that we are now looking at getting into Beast Morphers, and I am trying to focus on getting power reviews done, we're not going to be lacking for content over the course of the summer at the moment. As much as I know you guys really want us to watch Cure Major, I'm sure that it's been a lot of fun.
Should have been named Lupin Ranger.
Lupin Ranger featuring Patrick. Fair enough. But actually, that does remind me, as far as progress on DRPR 89, which I know I haven't mentioned tonight.
His computer is trying to explode.
Only a little. It's been doing. I have been steady at work. I've managed to actually. I finished a major CG asset that I needed for the next episode, and I finally managed to refine it to the extent that it can render in a reasonable amount of time, because it was something that was taking like an hour and a half to render, and now I got it down to like 15 minutes, so I can actually like render it, check it out, make sure it fits, and adjust accordingly.
That's just not coming back.
Okay. So...
Where do we vote? Oh, the votes are on Twitter.
I've been doing that on Twitter. I'm sorry that I haven't publicized that.
On Twitter.
Votes have been on Twitter.
I mean, there won't be any votes for a while because we're going to do... Good night, Chris.
Have a good night, Chris.
There won't be votes for a while because we're going to do Beast Morphers.
I've also been seriously considering, and although I haven't mentioned this to you, maybe reworking stuff with my Patreon, because I know that my Patreon has been heavily neglected. Entirely neglected, honestly. You guys who donate...
We're still patrons, y'all are saints.
We love you. You're wonderful. You do this for nothing, and we appreciate that. And I really should go through, revise it,
at least.
create some sort of rewards that are actually
doable,
because I tried for something that wasn't workable.
Who signed up in the past will keep track of who you are, try and get you the stuff. Including the people who've already stopped supporting, who did support at a level that should have gone.
We'll figure out where. I haven't tracked down where. I know that they're somewhere because people have watched them. So I still got to figure out where those are coming from.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that it's available. But one of the big things is that I realized I hadn't mentioned, unrelated to Power Rangers, unrelated to everything else, I'm done with grad school. I did not mention that. I passed my last course. I got a 97% on my capstone paper. So that I wrote in far shorter an amount of time than I really should have. So I have finished my graduate work. There
hasn't been a graduation yet because COVID.
Yeah. I just have to, receive my master's, finalize my certification. Everything else is done. I just took my standardized tests to complete my certification on Thursday, so I still gotta wait for the score on that.
Which is actually similar to grad school.
Yep. So I've done everything that I need to do outside of just file some last-minute paperwork to have my full teaching certification. Finally.
Jake will be a full.
I know this has been 3 years in the making.
Teacher. Because the one you had right now expires after a couple of years.
And on top of everything else, in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to take 4 more standardized tests, so that not only will I have my professional certification for teaching physics, but also for teaching math. So I will have dual certification by the end of the summer, once all the paperwork goes through, and I'm taking those last few standardized tests.
Because he's pretty darn sure he's going to pass those tests.
But I'm done with grad school. I'm in my summer vacation.
Those tests will allow him to basically test out of the math courses.
Yes. That I know that I would pass anyway. Because they're courses that I took basically in high school.
Level, so.
So I'm not getting I'm not getting a doctorate. It's my master's.
Just a master's.
But I will officially have.
Yeah, no, you can't call him Dr. J.
Have permanent certification.
He's a master's degree only. Devious.
If you have any questions about calculus, feel free to let me know.
Oh, here's a tip. There's this app out there that supposedly takes pictures of math and then gives you the answer. but it doesn't always work, and sometimes you get a really weird wrong answer, and then the teacher knows that you used an app.
Yep.
So don't use the app.
Yep. A bunch of my students may have used an app that they shouldn't have. And I will admit it was...
got away with it if it wasn't for that one question that the app could not handle, but pretended that it could. It gave them an answer, so they wrote it down.
It didn't give them a fully simplified answer when that was what I was requesting for the problem. So
yeah.
Now I will admit, I
trust
didn't.
the app.
This was everybody was taking
Master
their
J.
was
Yes,
doing things.
You can say Master J.
I'm fine with that. Everybody was doing things from home, and I didn't specify that was not permitted because you use the resources you have. So I'm not going to be like
Professor Jake.
That's
Well,
technically a professor has a doctorate, but I'll roll with it.
An app exists for that. What is wrong with this world? No.
I mean, it's impressive that an app
It's
exists like
impressive
that.
because it takes pictures and then it solves the problems instead of you having to input them. But the thing of it is that it's not reliable. People think it's reliable because it answered most of the questions right, but it doesn't answer all of the questions right. And when it answers the question wrong, it does so in such a way that makes the teacher go, "How did you even get that?" And then they investigate and find out.
But Jenny, I will tell you this, in case you were wondering, because I know that a lot of times it doesn't actually get explained. Calculus is basically it's the study of slopes. So you know how you do the y equals mx plus b for a straight line slope? Calculus allows you to find what slope you have at any point along a curved line using certain mathematical formulas. And that's basically what calculus is.
It's all about the curvy graph.
Yep.
That's it. Curvy graph.
I'm not interested in a doctorate at this time. I was in an accelerated PhD program for about a year back in my undergrad.
Like
I worked
8 years ago?
Yeah, longer than that. That was 15 years ago.
No way.
Yeah, that was 2005. That was 15 years ago. I was an accelerated.
We have not been out of college that long.
No, we haven't. But I've been out of the program for that long. But it's not.
You got in that program when
Well,
I got out of
correction.
college.
I was in that. I was in that program 15 years ago. 15.
Oh, what, in the undergrad portion of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do the graduate portion of it.
You did for like a little bit.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No. I actually quit that program before we started dating.
Oh, that's not... Sorry, I thought...
No, I'm talking about the accelerated program, not that year of grad school that I did.
Oh.
I'm talking about the accelerated program, hence the word accelerated.
I'm an idiot. Because you did also try to do it the slow way. And
yeah,
that was
but I
after
didn't want a
graduated.
doctorate.
And that was not 15 years ago.
Okay. So, I was in an accelerated PhD program for a year. I decided it wasn't for me. So I withdrew from the program. I then decided to try and pursue a regular master's in physics. Decided that the research focused nature of that graduate program wasn't for me. And so instead, I decided to just go into the working world, get my other bachelor's first.
Yep, 2 bachelors.
And then now, I just finished my master's
In education.
in teaching. My master's of arts in teaching. So now that is what I've just
Welcome
wrapped
back,
up.
Chris.
So that's my quick educational history. I'm sure everybody was super interested in that. But because I'm all done with my master's, I have been working on editing. 89, that's basically been my day job.
He's been rendering a lot of CG.
I really have. And you'll understand why once you see episode 89, which should be done this month. At this point, I have finished the major asset that I really need to model out. I've gotten it to a point where I can render it in a reasonable amount of time. I still need to render out all those individual scenes with it. I do still have one more major asset to model out, but it shouldn't be as bad as the one I was working on.
The last one was pretty intricate.
It required a lot of integration.
Yeah.
But once I get that next CG asset completed, then
89 is entirely in post-production at this point.
I should be able to give you guys
all
a
effects
firm
as
release
you do.
date. I want to wait until I have this next model done, and then I should be able to give you guys a firm release date. And then I should be able to get 89 out by the end of this month. And 90 should be able to come out in August. Because the CG assets that I need for 89 are the same CG assets I'm going to be using in 90. So we should be able to get not one, but 2 Power Reviews episodes out this summer. One for July, one for August. I will release a trailer once I have a firm release date. And then I will continue working during the school year on what I can. 91 through 93 are fairly simple and straightforward compared to 89 and 90, and we have filmed actually a lot from those episodes. And so there might be a possibility of those actually getting out during the school year. So I'll see what I can get done. But I wanted to give you guys that update. Thank you for sticking with us through this marathon of a live reaction. This has been over 2 hours. This is our longest live reaction yet. I know you're dying.
Yes.
But it was a cool movie. I liked it.
It was a good movie.
I liked that it deepened the lore of that it used Geo as a nice way to deepen the lore of 01, which is really the best use of Geo in many regards. Their story is done. It didn't really need to be expanded on past that point, and I think it worked out well. Oh yeah.
It is a luxury.
I'll probably go back to the goatee soon enough, but I figure.
Well, you're not having to film.
I had a break from. I had 2 weeks off between live reactions, and I didn't have anything else.
Database Ranger has this,
yeah.
But if you're not filming Database Ranger, why not?
Yeah, this is a little 2-week beard here. I'll probably get sick of it next week and go back to the goatee.
Geo had a story.
Geo had all the stories. Geo had too many stories. But I think that we should probably wrap things up.
Yes, please.
I know that you you want to go to bed. So let's not forget our three closing statements that again should not be controversial. Love is love. Trans rights are human rights, and robots are cool. Provided that they're not conquering the world. It's nice that the last 2 times that we've done that have been on such robot-focused.
Did you not plan that?
I didn't know what we were going to be doing.
Geo, not Zeo.
Yeah, Geo.
Ah.
Alright.
Bye-bye, Chris.
So, in that case,
Bye-bye,
everyone should
everybody.
have a great night.
Bye-bye. Bye.
And until next time, farewell, Ranger fans, and let the power protect you. You're wonderful.